One way I have attempted to envision this paradigm might be called a family systems model of culture, or a systems model of ideas and their genealogical origins. This model could also be viewed as a map of ideas and their cultural origins that suggests we try and trace the family histories of the broad ideological systems that gave birth to them and their offspring. If successful, like understanding one's family tree, we can begin to see who are our direct relatives and who it is that comes from another family. Then, as a means towards solving the problem of diversity, we might be able to figure out these differing families and how they might marry or at least become friends. Consequently, having reached the end of this long and winding road and experiencing the wonders of self-actualization, a strange thing occurs. We discover that the very essence of who we are as a person, our success, our happiness, our hopes, our dreams, our visions, our love, can no longer be separated from this profound connection with all life and our desire to understand the mysteries of the universe. This is the stage of personality development that Maslow referred to as transcendence. But since we have reached the top of the mountain, the obvious question is this: where on this long and winding road is transcendence located? Unlike the previous stages of personal growth, transcendence cannot be represented as a physical place, nor is it a destination to be found. Instead, reaching transcendence is what the journey through life is all about. Indeed, it is the journey itself. Thus, discovering the transcendent and the transpersonal in our lives means that we must make the journey back down the mountain and become a guide for others. The question is, what happens to our personality as a consequence? The most common misunderstanding associated with being needs and transcendence is that upon reaching this stage of personality development, our life will become free of entanglements, and that we will live out the rest of our days in a state of cosmic harmony and ecstatic bliss. If only life were that simple. True enough, achieving transcendence provides us with an increased level of clarity, awareness, and appreciation for the beauty that surrounds us in this world. But because we are no longer frustrated by our unmet deficiency needs, including the false ones that advertisers create, we also become profoundly conscious of the fact that the weight of the world rests on our shoulders. We become aware that the suffering of the world is our suffering, and we become aware that because we are responsible for this suffering, it is up to us to do whatever we can to rid the world of this suffering. It is this frustration of being motivation and the subsequent challenge of trying to make the world a better place that has motivated me to become involved in humanistic, transpersonal, and their orphaned progeny ecopsychology. David Lukoff and Francis Liu's 1994 DSM-4 category of religious and spiritual problem, V62.89, as a condition, not a pathology, allows us to take a great leap forward toward rejoining the human race. Still, this leap forward only identifies the symptoms, raising the question, what are the social factors that cause us to forget this primordial tradition? A question I've been thinking about for at least a couple of decades.